Iowa. Yeah, so my name is Elijah Muhammad from Waterloo, Iowa, and they need some attention. I deal with the parents, so I go to the house and I talk to the. I don't care what condition the house is. I'll go in the house and I'll sit and talk to the parents, and I see like, man, the parents don't got no time for these kids, or that's why they got the iPad in their face. The kids are not getting any attention. Like I can, I'll go to my workplace, which was called Bakari, back in Waterloo, Iowa. And man, these kids are running up to me because they see, oh, he's the one that's gonna give me some attention. Like, let me go do something in his face just to. I was like, dang, they really want somebody to look and like see them, like not just look past and you see. No, I can look. I'm paying attention. I see exactly what you're doing, bro. Keep going, and if you're doing something that ain't right, I'm gonna give you that attention. That's gonna help you transition to doing the right thing. They need some attention, but the right attention. Because if they don't get the right attention, then they'll go on social media and act a fool and get some. They're gonna get some type of attention, So, that's what I want to add to it.
State your name.
Jeremiah Henry.
Jeremiah. A lot of our young people don't have positive, strong black role models other than entertainment, so-called sports. How old are you?
18 years.
18 years old.
Yes, sir.
Who, who do you look up to as a young?
I look up to my father. I look up to my uncles. Just because, like, they're showing me like a way in life that like I've never really thought about or like really seen. So it's like good experience for my uncles and my dad and my grandfather. Yes, sir.
Very interesting because there are many young black men that don't have anybody to look up. And Brother Michael, I can recall back in the early 90s, after I got off the United States Air Force, I was enjoying the NOI.
Right.
And Minister Farrakhan had these training courses set up, FOI training courses, teaching us how to reclaim our own masculinity and our own dignity and self-worth. But the pushback was they were all over the media saying that this black role model that I had was a hate teacher. Could you elaborate some on why were they castigating the minister's image in such a negative light?
Very, very beautiful question, Brother Lewis. And again, thank you for setting this moment up, because it's really a beautiful moment, and it's the kind of moments that we need more often as brothers. I am home to the barbershop. This is one of my first business moves, if you want to call it that. I cut hair ever since I was in the 7th grade. So I'm at home. I know the gospel of the barbershop. This is the man that's touching your head is really anointing you. He's not just cutting your hair, he's teaching you. He's your counselor. He's your brother, he's your confidant. And I'm sure my brother Barbara over there can testify to that. Barbara is a very significant brother. That's why you can have these kind of conversations in a barbershop, is because you run into so many people. You're literally touching the dome of a brother, so that electrical impulse coming off his dome is in your hands. He's trusting you. It's a lot of things happening in that moment. You're enhancing his appearance, which is a contribution to his life force and how he will be looked at. It's a beautiful thing, so I just wanted to acknowledge that, bro. Honored to be in your presence, black man, my comrade, if you will, my brother in the barber in the world. Brother Lewis, you hit a very good point. The scriptures, book of Revelations, actually not the book of Revelations, the book of Genesis speaks of the period after God had created everything, in the Genesis. And, we know that there's multiple beginnings, multiple Genesis. But in this particular Genesis, he says, and there was no man to till the soil. You see, so when you have had a opponent, an adversary who intentionally and deliberately took away from you the quality of manhood that would cause you to have or allow you to have power that he could not dominate. He has to destroy anything that would be a light, an upliftment, anything that would be a benefit, anything that would spark that in you. One thing I learned about racism per se is racism is a fear. And the fear is the greatness that lies in the black man. If you notice, this is why they cut off our penises. This is why and this is why the abuse through slavery was so horrific toward the black man, particularly to totally break him, because we carry the DNA, we carry the genetic profile, we carry the blueprint for the success and the uplift and the building of a people. You can't build a world without a man. James Brown said it very well. This is a man's world. You see, yes, he gave credit to the woman and the girl, but he said it's a man's world. God is man. When you look in the universe, it was a man that designed this universe. It's a man that creates. It's a man that builds automobiles, a man that builds homes. That's no takeaway from my sister, because she's a part of that man. You see, she's the second self of the man. However, it takes that divine masculinity in order to rule. So when you got a prolific leader, such as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who's waking up the God in the black man, waking up that nature in us, the enemy is threatened by that most, because that person is his greatest enemy, because that person is bringing you light to wake you up, to make you come back to yourself again, brother. See that? So he has to go after the messenger of God. And when I say the messenger of God, I'm not talking religious necessarily, but I'm talking about any man that carries light and principles rooted in the nature of the black man. Anything that will tell you, be a man, be responsible, be a leader. Don't be a coward. Take care of your family, take care of your children, take care of your community. That man becomes a threat. And you can tell that he promotes and markets degeneracy intentionally, giving us what he called black entertainment at one point, television, B-E-T, bet, right? Short for bet. Let's make a bet on your life, gamble on your life, and then fuel poison and toxins into the psyche of our young people. So now you got a leader that say, hey, hold up, y'all better than this. You know, you got a leader that says, hey, hold up. You take care of your women. Hey, you got a leader that says you're a man, that you were born to do much more than what you're doing right now, brother. So the enemy got to come after him. That's why you hear so much negativity in some instances around a brother like Farrakhan. But history, and it's sad that we got to have leaders that leave before we can recognize their value. But when you look at the value of work of this brother, and I have to lift him up because I'm with him. But if I wasn't with him, I was just a regular brother on the block. I promise you, I would hope that God would give me the common sense to be able to appreciate any black man who would step up and do something for our people, brother. I just would hope that God would give me that sense. I don't care who, I don't care if he's a Christian, a Muslim, a Jew, I don't care where the brother comes from. If he can give me something that will help me be myself in my nature, and I pray that I would always have a common sense and awareness to appreciate that. But being that he is one that has been the exemplar and been out front on the front line, there's a special appreciation and gratitude for such a brother because of the sacrifice that he's made. He has come out with testicular fortitude, with the biggest balls that you can see, to take on the government of the United States of America and the world on behalf of black people. Boy, it's a beautiful thing, brother. So I think that, I know I went around a little bit, but the primary point is any man that is striving to be a man, he's going to come under attack in a world like this. Whether you the minister or whether you just a brother on the block over here in the community trying to do something good, you are a threat as a black man in this society, if you a real man.
That's such a triggering point. I'm gonna move right to our good brother here, because there are plenty of our sisters in 2026 who would say, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. Where do you think that's coming from, good brother? You can comment. Tell us your name. Carl, brother Carl.
It's hard to say. I think social media.
Okay.
People kind of, seeing the lifestyle other people present on social media and thinking, letting it dictate how they, should, or the best way for them to live their lives. But I definitely think
I'm going to go there on you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Social media, one of the #1 songs, a young lady sings it. I think her name is Young Miami.
Yeah.
And she's encouraging young people, where are my boosters at? To steal, to scam, to rob. And there's a certain group of people that allow her the freedom of speech. And they're not calling her a hate teacher like they call Minister Farrakhan. They're promoting her, promoting this in our community. Do you think it could be possible that young people are victims of psychological warfare and trauma that's literally socially engineering them into criminal behavior?
Oh, absolutely, for sure. And I think it's easy to say, oh, it's entertainment, but for like a lot of young kids, especially young kids without like positive role models, it's hard to sort of like separate that entertainment aspect from the message that's being delivered. So it's like, maybe if you are in a stable position as an older person, maybe you can sing along to that song and see it as a form of entertainment. But like you also have to see the negative impact that it can have on somebody coming up in different conditions. So I think both aspects are important. I think there's
As someone we're in the 50 plus club, what could we do to socially engineer our people into higher consciousness or higher vibration in the way they act and interact with one another? What do you think?
Well, first off, like I said, my name is Kurt. Retired assistant chief from Baton Rouge Fire Department. One of those things, like you say, we in that 50 plus. So I experienced segregation and DCA. During segregation, we had no choice but to take care of one another, respect one another, depend on one another. Through integration, we had to stick together, protect one another, walk you home because of the racism that was going on, because they didn't want us to go to school with it. Was it all? No. I experienced it being light skinned. So I experienced it from whites and blacks. So I had to teach them in my neighborhood, I'm just as tough as you are, and earn my respect. But it's also how I carry myself. So now we're talking about our youngsters and how we can reach them and what we had. And the one thing that we did have was respect. See, when the family is broken down, mama can be called out of her name.
That's right.
Daddy can be called out of his name. The children left to run wild. They play one against another. It's divided. And anytime they divide it, they're going to conquer it. So now we have, like you say, coming into this age, we have forgot where we have come from. Everything that our ancestors have been through. Right now, they want to wipe history out. How you going to know where you're going if you don't know where you've been? And these are things that we got to get them to understand. Stop looking at this big dollar out there. So what? If I don't make six figures, but I'm providing and the police not knocking on my door.
That's right.
Daddy is home with mama and raising the kids, giving them instruction. It's not the streets raising them.
That's right.
So we got to get back to some of that.
That's right.
Think about it. Back in those days, our ancestors had 8, 9, 10 kids in a 2-bedroom house.
That's right.
In a 2-bedroom house, and they raised,
was criminals.
and they come up and they got jobs. They went to the military. They stayed away.
That's right.
Now we want to split, separate, and do it our own way. Or you can't tell us anything. You're old fashioned, and they constantly locking us up, taking us to the new slavery.
That's right.
To the new slavery. We got to get away from that. We got to get away from that.
And so that was very powerful, Pastor.
Take it back, and then you.
Okay. That was very, very powerful. You know, you start thinking about this here. Do you consider, come on, sir, would you like to make a comment, brother? Do you think that we gained discipline over the last 40 years? Is discipline a component of love? Because the way I hear some of our young people talking to elders and their parents, I know they're acting white. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to Caucasians, but there was a time in the Black community where you knew Black people didn't talk to their mother and their father like that. All right. And we heard somebody talking like that, we automatically knew they were Caucasians. Okay. Do you think in order for our community to save itself, and this is not a religious thing, that we need to get back to discipline, Brother Harrison?
I mean, as you stated it, you know, to me, that's the real love that we overlooking.
It's masculine love.
Right. Because, I mean, a man that loves his children don't want to see his children go through any unnecessary hardships. It's for you to go to jail or the military to learn logic and you got a father in your house, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like that logic of how to be and the discipline you need to act this way, that's something a father gives to his whole household. So, I mean, when it comes to respect, that's something you gotta love, but you can't love somebody that don't discipline you. Because once you get older, you're gonna know that they didn't do right by you. A father or a mother that allow you to do anything, like you said, you know, when we was growing up, there wasn't a lot of Black kids acting out in the grocery stores. We would see that and we'd be like, damn, these little white kids crazy, right? Because that just wasn't normalized in our houses because we knew that type of behavior would be something that you're gonna get some type of punishment for. Your mama might have even told you that before you went in an establishment, right? But for us to be today the way that we are, it's like we don't love our children anymore.
Right.
You know,
Right.
nobody can tell them anything.
Right.
And again, once these kids get older and see that you had an opportunity to steer them in the right direction and you didn't, you definitely ain't gonna be able to gain respect. If anything, you're gonna lose more respect for you because a child can't discipline a parent.
That's right.
That ain't the way it go.
That ain't the way
I don't think none of us was raised in a household where you could tell your parent was good for them.
Right.
So that has to, you know, flow downhill. It has to be something given from the parent to the child. And yeah, I think if you
cultural ways that we've had for generations and they've worked. I want to bring this up here because it's very important because everybody's talking about getting their money, Brother John, but have we considered who our daughters are marrying? Have we really thought about generational wealth in terms of how you gonna have generational wealth and your daughter is marrying a degenerate, irregardless of what his color is? You know, there was a time when the older Black people had this term called, down south, they just say courting. Y'all know what courting is. Courting. As a Black man, how do you feel about your daughter being promiscuous? I know it's a tough question, but it's going right back to discipline. I'm asking, having, 3 or 4 different dudes get her pregnant. I'm asking. It's a tough question. We're going to get that tough question to Brother John.
I don't feel nowhere about it because I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But I think we have to understand the climate that we're in. You know what I'm saying? Because the time dictate what must be done. So, and we have to understand the time. So everyone in here, in 2 more generations, You don't know what your child gonna bring her to the house.
Man,
You don't know pink hair, purple hair. I'm a dog. I like a tree. I'm a cat. You see it on this?
yeah, the
You
fur
see it on this
community.
here? That's coming.
The fur community.
No, I want y'all to hear this again. That is coming. He's 18 years old. What you think his child is my nephew? You, 27 years old. What your grandchild gonna bring home? Huh? At this point. So I'm not knocking what Lewis is saying. I don't like it, but I just amped this up a million times a million. I just squared what he said. That would be, we gonna be thinking that's gonna be nice. Oh, we got, because what's coming is we don't know how these people gonna look here in the next generation is 20, 25 years. Well, what you think gonna happen in 25 years from now? Huh? What do we think? Are we just walking around realize we just gonna let things happen? Time has to dictate what we're supposed to be doing. We gotta be having these conversations. They gotta know, they can say what they want. There's only two genders. They gotta know this. They gotta know this. And a lot of that's happening because people are going around and talking about my truth. There ain't no my truth.
That's right.
It's the truth.
That's,
Huh?
that's,
It's simple as that. So, like this brother said earlier, we gotta live this truth. What you saying, we gotta live it. We can't just be or in the generation when baby girl bring him to the house, if he says he's a him, don't be mad. Don't be mad if he brings baby girl to the house, but baby girl was really a boy who decided to be a baby girl. Do you understand? So that's what's happening. So I hate to say it, but they gonna be thinking, oh, that's all that is? I gotta deal with, my mama won't let me, or my daddy won't let me bring who I love to Thanksgiving or to the cookout. You know what I'm saying? Now you ain't, my dad would sit there and say, nah, that ain't coming in here. Everybody here don't, no, you leave that outside.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how many of us gonna say leave that outside?
Now,
Because
that's
right now it appears that, like you said, you can't have the child teaching her.
Yeah.
But it's like the parents want to be loved. That's my friend.
right.
My daddy wasn't my friend. Man, I didn't see a friend in my dad till I was, 30 years old? 25, 30 years old? Because he still was holding me accountable at, you know what I'm saying? Then after that, of course he had 7 boys. So I guess by that time he was like, okay, I can ease up now. I see some proof in the pudding. I see works in the faith that I done gave. But up to that time, I didn't have that type of father that let you say anything or do anything or bring anything to the house. So to answer your question, Brother Lewis, I don't like it. But then question after that is, what's the solution?
Exactly.
What we gonna do about it?
Exactly.
Huh? I can say it, but it ain't coming in here. That's how I look at it.
Well, your support oftentimes is based on who you marry
That's right.
or who you with. As a young person, why aren't we talking to these young men about where they plant their seed at? And how old do you have to be to recognize that you don't want to just go plant your seed anywhere?
Mm.
How valuable is
Good
your
question.
seed? The germ of life that you carry as a man, how valuable is that to you? Do you think that you should just go find someone who's as lovely as Miss Cardi B and lay down with her and make a baby? Why or why not? We'll keep going. Elijah.
Right. I'll say, first of all, what does she promote? Like, what is her daily due diligence? On an average day, what is she doing? Is she, like you say, walking around outside butt naked? And that just to make another point. So I'm young. I just got done playing 6 years of college football. So I'm fresh out the locker room. So what I want to say is that the system is using young, weak influencers, weak-minded influencers to make everything normalized. So I just got out the locker room. You can't go into one locker room, and I'm talking about down from high school all the way up to the NFL, without some type of like fake homosexual type game going on in the locker room where you got the smacking ass, or you got the run around ripping the towels off, or you got like it's bad now. You know, I just got done coaching too, so the locker room is bad. But then you got all these streaming platforms now, you know, that's all over social media, and there, you know, you got the young, weak influencers, you know, that are getting controlled by the people up top. Hey man, go ahead, get that so in. I know you ain't sweet, but just, you know, make everybody feel comfortable. You got a young man, a streamer now. His name is they call him Black Boy Max. This dude is calling himself a diva. And you got people over social media defending him. He should be able to be a diva. He should be able to say whatever he wants. Oh, it's just him. That's just a part of his swag. Wow. But they normalize it. You got you might know young Rikai. He a streamer. Get on stream and he may not even be a homosexual. Now, this is nothing against the actual person, but it's what they're doing. Get on stream and play little fake homosexual games all on stream all day. Wow. All day. Like it's normal. And it's not okay, man. But like I said the other day, you got kids watching 1,000 of those videos. So now wherever I feel, however I feel sexually, then you got the late night videos. I'm gonna just go do anything. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it on to nephew right here. Yeah. Yes, sir.
He's absolutely right. I know this for a fact. Now that diva stuff is because we as men didn't tell him who Devo was. Devo is the masculine of diva. remember Friday? Yeah, Devo was a male cow. A bull is a Devo. So we never taught him about Devo. But I had that conversation with an athlete, right? Yeah. And this is what he told me. And I couldn't say nothing to it, but had to deal with it and understand. He said, don't tell me nothing about all that, wearing pink and all that. I saw y'all. Y'all had them little cut-off shirts. You had them little old tight shorts. And you had your striped socks pulled all the way up to your knees. And you had your little wristbands on your elbows, on your wrists. I saw it. I saw the whole thing. And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right, bro. You're absolutely right. But what I'm trying to say is, how do you see that translating today? How do we correct that? How do we actually explain it that maybe we didn't know when we were young? See what I'm saying? It's simple as that. Because you can go back and see all these NFL players. You know, one of my favorite NFL players was Stalwart for the Steelers. And I saw him with the little shirt, cut shirt. We wore that in high school playing football. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't realize we were being socially engineered to where now this streamer up here talking about he a diva. So now I have to go back. We have to go to be able to speak to them and say, look, this is what they were doing. Yeah, we wore that. We understand that. But the sins of the father, is it passing on to the children? So now I have to be able to go back, like Lewis said, we got to go correct that. Because, you know, as a builder, Lewis, if you build a road and you off by 1 inch, a mile down the road,
You got to go back and fix all.
where that's going to be at.
It'll be way
And
off.
you don't get paid if it's right?
That's right.
So that's why we're not getting the payoff, because we haven't went back, bust that cement up and did the elevation and everything we need to do correctly to correct this road that we're on.
That's right.
I'm gonna add something to that.
Yeah, we
A lot of us don't realize developmental of a child starts the day that child come in this world.
That's right.
Even in the room.
Say that again, girl.
It's what you talk and what you expose that child, what you teach that child. And they're saying some parents are making a decision for a child before the child gets old to make that decision. They're making that child be what they want them to be.
That's right.
I'll take a little boy and pierce both of his ears,
Say that.
and he can't even identify himself as a male.
That's right. That's right. Right.
See, there's a lot of things that parents, oh, you just old school. It's not old school.
No.
It's developmental.
That's right. That's right.
Everything that we do or should be doing should be setting an example, developing them, not spoiling them, showing them how to live this life, showing them how to be independent, showing them how not to follow social media.
That's right.
I banned certain video games. I didn't want video games in my house,
That's right. Me too.
especially Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
What you see in the street now, they're running from the police like they're playing a video
That's
game,
right. They sure
endangering other people, crashing into other people that don't have anything to do with that.
That's right.
They raping, they robbing. But you sit there and you let your child play this.
That's right.
What they call eye gate and ear gate is what educates them.
That's right. Say that, girl.
Eye gate and ear gate. It educates them. It gets in their mind. Then they find themselves doing just what they've been exposed to. I blame that on us. If we want them to do better, we got to teach them better. Like you said, we can't be their friends.
That's right.
I always told mine, you might not like it now, but you love it later.
That's right.
So that's how we got to educate a relationship now. Because like one of my sons said, that I didn't understand till I stopped and asked myself, what is it my father trying to tell me? He said that's when it became clear. I don't need nobody else talking to him. I want somebody positive talking to him. I don't mind it. But I don't want the world talking to you because the world, they give you nothing but trash.
That's right. That's right. Well, you gonna chime in, Brother Mike?
Yeah, I was just gonna pick up right really from where brother was on, because he made some good points, about really accountability and responsibility and environment. A lot of what you talking about, nephew, is environment. It's environmental. And when you consider the fact that the man has been taken out of the household, the only thing that a child can really properly emulate, I should say probably, but can emulate, is a mama. So what we're looking at is a bunch of boys who have been attracted and developed by the psyche of a woman. They don't know that men don't do that. Men don't slap men on the backside.
Right.
Not no real man.
Right.
It's no thrill and ain't no hominess in that to be slapping your bro on the backside. That's a feminine thing. That's what you would do with your woman. I mean, if you got a woman, you slap your woman on the backside. You don't slap your brother on the backside. You certainly don't snatch his towel off of him. And when you talk about this, the color, the psychology of color, the enemy introduced these things to our community. Pink, having brothers wear pink. Now, real men wear pink. Now, there's some things you can pull off that's a little bit of a wine color you can wear as a man. But the point I'm getting at is that that's a part of the agenda of the fashion industry, which is loaded with homosexuals. They push an agenda to overly feminize Black men. That's why we always in our feelings about things. You can't hardly talk to a brother today without him getting all upset and angry. You think the brother is hardcore because he can go out here and pop a gun, or he run up here, he'll start a fight quick, but really that's a feminine trait. Because it's reactionary. Real men know how to sit down and solve a problem. We can look at each other, have a conversation before we take it there. That's what a real man, when you see men, these hyper emotions and ready to go violent, is because they've been raised by women. And we have to swallow that and take that into consideration. It's the truth. It's just, and that's no attack on the greatness of what Black women have done. We appreciate you, sister. Don't get in your feelings about it. I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking a system that was put in place to make men weak. Again, it goes right back to our initial point, to make us weak. So you're right. When you look at the environment, you grew up in an environment and your mama doing this. You see why you run around, you see brothers holding their hand like this all day long. Grown man on the football field with his hand like this. Toilet, everything. It is intentional. And if you notice over the past 20 years, it was a time period when if you were homosexual, you would kind of keep that to yourself. You'd be over in the corner somewhere. We would know it, some of us. We knew it was out of pocket. But now it's like you could just come right out. In fact, some have even gotten to the point where they will come get in your face. Now, me talking about this, am I going to be canceled? Well, I don't give a damn because I'm a man. I'll take what you come shoot at me. I'm going to stand on what I stand on because you ain't going to make me go against God listening to what white men have programmed into our people. See, so when you talk about accountability, that's what we're talking about right now. We got to stand up. And I wanted to say it another way, but we got to stand up as men and not allow anybody to mandate or dictate for us what we should represent to our community, to our women, to our children. We got to change that culture. Excuse me for being passionate, but we got to change that culture. We got to say that this is not cool. And I love what you keep saying about old fashioned. It made me want to go start branding it. We need to all be old fashioned again. You know what I'm saying? If that's what the problem is, I mean, if that's the solution, let's all get back to when a man was a man, when a man spoke his word and his word was his bond. When a father came at you, you knew that a father could check you. You see what I'm saying? That masculine aspect of what we need is critical at this particular junction in our history, brother. We have a lot of brothers, I would say a great percentage of the brothers sitting up in the penitentiary right now are there because of a feminine reaction. And you think that they were hardcore. No, brother. It's a feminine reaction. What you look at me like that for? You walk in a place, it's a grown man, and we got grown black men who are afraid to engage each other. You walk into a room, we're afraid to engage each other because if you look at this brother the wrong way, he ready to come at me. I'll be damned, bro. A man don't live in that kind of fear. See, that's a part of what the enemy has done. Then let's keep it even a little further. We got to consider the food that they feeding us. You got the term soy boys. You don't understand how much estrogen that they putting into the food right now. You understand that you think it's just something, it wasn't just what happened to the brother when he was a little boy. Somebody went into him and violated him, which we need to talk about that too. But we also need to look at what they're putting in front of us. The hormones that they pumping into the food today that's got you thinking crazy, bro. Prilosec, what they call it, Brother John? Well, you're growing breasts. We was walking through the mall, through the Walmart the other day. I ain't talking about a brother just a little heavy. That's what it is. I'm talking about men that look like they got titties, bro. Let's keep it 100. We got to look at all aspects of what's happening to the black man in the society. And some people might say that that's an extreme. I say, well, damn it, I think it's an extreme to see your young brother, your young son out here switching. I think that's a damn insult to us as black men. That's why we pushing this hard line. We must first be brothers. So we can start holding each other accountable to real principles of real manhood and real brotherhood. We got grown men molesting little girls. Where's the accountability at on our part? Where are we killing this nigga for doing such a thing to our daughters? Excuse my language. I know that sounds extreme. I know that scares a weak man. But I said it on public radio, brothers, just for the record, so you don't think I'm just woofing. You know, I've said it on public radio. You come from one of mine like that, I got to come for you. I ain't calling 911. See, when we start standing up like that again, then we start to earn our position of respect in the world again, because nobody respects a black man. They respect the dog more than us nowadays. They respect everything more than they respect a black man. We don't even respect ourselves. Excuse my passion. I just got to say this because it's just that real to me, man. I grew up in this society, as I said the other day, we were meeting, I grew up, and all I seen was pain and suffering of our people, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I don't like not being able to sit down with black men and drink from the well of the benefit of your life experience and wisdom as my brother. I don't like that, bro. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that our children walk in here right now. Some of us don't even know how to engage them because you're afraid. You're a grown man and you're afraid of this cat because you're afraid he might shoot you. He might shoot you any damn way. So what you afraid of?
What happened to the fact that we can shoot back?
Exactly.
See?
That's the real truth.
In the black community, at one point, black men were the moral compass of the community. Right. We had what was called shotgun weddings.
That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It means that if you got that girl pregnant, you gonna either marry her or her father and brother gonna have a
Take that mic
shotgun
up to him. Take that mic to him.
to encourage marriage. Okay?
Right.
Now, Dr. Frances Quest Welsing, one of the greatest psychiatrists who's ever lived,
Mhm.
she said, Brother Michael, self-respect is the foundation of justice.
Right.
How we gonna go picketing, Brother Barry, marching and singing "We Shall Overcome," and we have no self-respect for ourselves and one another?
That's right.
You gonna pull your pants down. You don't tell your son, you can't dress like that?
That's right.
That's a real question.
That's right.
You don't tell your wife, sweetheart, you were very beautiful, but you're gonna have to put on more than that and leave out this door.
That's right.
Is it a security violation? And how much are you on your post to let your wife come out dressed with no clothes on, practically?
Mhm.
A married woman, you say, or in a relationship.
Right.
That don't offend you?
That's right.
When you go in a grocery store and you see a woman cussing out a 4-year-old boy, and we've heard it before,
Right.
calling that little boy a MFer
Come
and
on.
saying you look like your MFing daddy,
Yes.
B.
Yes.
And we put our head down, some of us, not
That's right.
nobody in this room, I don't believe, and act like we don't hear her being a black degenerate talking like that. And we don't say nothing about it. So I mentioned yesterday about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in the Birmingham jail and that letter he wrote. And he said it was not the Ku Klux Klan or the Night Riders or the White Citizens Council that hurt him the most.
Mm.
What hurt Dr. Martin Luther King the most was the appalling silence, Brother Barry, of good people.
Yes.
Why do you think we're so silent, Brother Barry, on these real issues that we have the power to change?
That's right.
I think it's a multitude of things. One of them being society has stripped us of a voice.
Yes.
If you see something, not only has society stripped of us of a voice, but there's a lot of different laws now.
Right.
As a black man, you have the law that the government has. You have your street laws. You have the laws of what it is to be black. And so because you're always juggling these things, so for example, the streets say that if I see him kill you, I'm supposed to keep that to myself.
Yes.
I'm snitching.
Come on.
I'm less of a man because I said, funny story, man, and I'm gonna get back to your question. I'm at a barbershop and I see these two young men, one of them about 14, the other one about 16. Both of them had on ankle monitors. So I asked the kid, I'm like, man, what you did? He said, man, somebody ratted on me. I said, hold up. Ratting on you didn't get the ankle monitor on. What did you do for them to rat?
Come on.
He said, there's a lady that lived down the street from me, and I got up in the middle of the night and I went and took her car. Man, this heifer called the police. I said, hold up, wait a minute. She called the police, so she ratted? You know she was supposed to keep it gutter. Boy, you just took this woman's car. That's not ratting.
Come on.
But I consider myself an old guy. You know, you younger guys, like the rules that you guys are growing up in and these fake laws and all this stuff,
Right.
it ain't real.
Not really.
It ain't real.
Right.
But society has made you feel that that's what's real.
Right. Right.
I have nothing against a person who makes their choices on whatever your alphabet or pronoun or none of that, that's on you. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's right.
But why society tells me that I gotta accept it and I gotta be okay with it.
Right.
I gotta be okay with this dude in this dress sitting next to my son and me not feel some type of way about that. The law says that I gotta be okay with that. Excuse my expression, but that's bullshit.
Hey.
That's bullshit.
Hey.
I don't have to be okay with
Hey.
that.
Teach.
And so what has happened, we've gotten to, I call this the new LOL, and it ain't a laughing matter.
Wow.
is likes over loyalty.
Mm.
People do things every day for likes,
Yes.
for somebody to heart
Yes.
they post, and share it.
Yes.
The likes, man, the like gonna tell me like, hey, I know that I wronged you,
Right.
but look how many people are okay with it. Look how many people viewed it.
Right.
So the fact that I broke into your house now, got on internet and I said something about it,
Right.
look how many views I got.
Right.
That means more to me than the fact that I wronged you.
Mm.
We are placing our values into, we're putting out what I call, it's like putting money in the bank.
Mm.
We're putting our values in a bank that doesn't, there's no interest that we're growing this money.
That's powerful.
We just out here doing. We worry about the repercussions later. You know, and everybody talks about, oh, well, this person hating on me. We all got here because of haters.
Right.
We all,
Absolutely.
to me,
Mhm.
a hater, that's just a fan.
That's right.
A hater is a fan who just don't know when to clap.
That's right.
So I lead with that and I go with that all the time. Like, I just really feel that the world has stripped us of our voice. Even when we speak up about it, now you're wrong.
Yeah.
And so when you're wrong, just like raising a kid, when they're wrong, they typically don't do it again. When they get disciplined and scolded for being wrong.
Absolutely.
So we say, you know what? I spoke on that last time. Man, they told me a new frame. I ain't gonna say nothing this time. Such and such breaking everybody's house in the street, but the law say, shh, I can't be no snitch.
Mm.
Man, act like we ain't got the video footage of him breaking into Sister Mary's house because we don't want nobody to know it was us.
Mm.
So until we're able to confidently speak again, confidently and boldly say, this is this and I ain't going for it.
Mm.
This is what we're gonna do. Then we're gonna keep having just sessions where we talk about the problem and
Yes.
somebody gonna leave out, know what we talked about, but they're gonna get hit with situation again and they're gonna go, man, that was just talking because
That's right.
the world say,
That's
this is how I'm supposed to conform.
That's right.
Being uncomfortable isn't a bad thing.
That's right.
If you're uncomfortable, that just means you got room to grow and get better.
Mm.
So I don't mind being uncomfortable.
That's
I don't
right.
mind having uncomfortable conversations. I'm sorry.
Brother, would you say
What
something to
that-
me? Did we start this in our community? When we got to the place, you can't say nothing to my child.
Mm.
You better
Come on.
not say nothing to my
Come
child.
on.
No,
You
that's
better
how we
not
grew up.
correct my child. When I grew up, if the neighbor called on you, the neighbor might whip you and you might got another
You
whip
got another one,
when you
home.
got home. Now nobody want anybody to say anything to their child.
Come on.
They tell them you better not let them say anything
on.
to you, this, that.
Come on.
They go cuss them out and all this kind of stuff. So now it bleeds over into, you better not tell who killed that person or who broken that out.
We're
Take the
gonna
mic.
go to the ATV part. But I'm gonna close before we close with this. We have to build our own society. That's where we're at. You understand? We're integrated, not just with Caucasians, we're integrated with need to grow degenerates. Some of them in our family.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? We got cousins who we can't really turn our back on. They might steal something out your house.
They ain't invited to the house.
They're not invited to the house. We're gonna have to close ranks. And we're gonna have to have a beachhead
That's right.
somewhere that we're territorial enough to set up some boundaries and some borders. That means some codes, some laws, some rules, some regulations. Now, if my son threw a rock in Brother Kurt's house or your house, and you came and told me about it, he would get corporal punishment for that. You understand?
Yeah.
We're gonna put some discipline back in our community. We need an area, we need a land base.
That's right.
We need somewhere that we can point to and say, this is where the decent Black people live at, who identify as Black and decent, not need to grow. If you a need to grow, you got to confess, I'm a need to grow and I want to be Black. Do you understand that? That's the language. So in case I'm underdeveloped, Mr. Kurt, I don't have a job, but I'm not here to break in your house. I'm knocking on your door today because I'm willing to cut your grass. I'm willing to wash your car. I'm willing to sweep. And since I have my humility intact. I might not have no money, but I got enough humility, Brother Jay, to ask you for some work. And we done this in the Black community because here's what's about to happen. We're gonna say this, we're gonna close, and we're gonna go get something to eat. They are putting us on the TV and on the news every night as the face of degeneracy and criminality. We have become the face of homosexuality. No disrespect to someone who may have fallen to that side. We have become the face. It ain't the Ku Klux Klan breaking inside of our house. It's another person that looks just like you, and the rest of us have been way too silent to say, you're not gonna break in Mr. Nathan's house, not on my watch, okay? We're gonna get some rules and some regulations in our community, which is gonna require us to build intentional communities.
Teach, brother.
I'm moving in this area so that I can live close to Brother Nathan. We're gonna pool our resources together, as the minister said, and we're gonna tap into each other's talent, not each other, not you turn your back and I'm reaching in your wallet to steal, okay? Intentional communities, identity, Black identity communities are the communities of the future, not a religion, not Muslim, not Christian, not Jew. What Brother Harrison calls what, Harrison? Truth.
That's right.
What Kurt spoke today, truth. We circumvent around the truth, and in circumvention around the truth, we're creating a new type of movement. We're resurrecting the spirit of our ancestors, and we can build something. Now, yesterday was just the beginning. If you don't have the book, We Must Be Brothers First. There is a spiritual component to brotherhood. I'm gonna be a brother, and I'm over there trying to talk to Kurt's wife. I'm over here stealing from Rodney, trying to hit on his wife. His daughter is going through puberty. She's 13 years old, and I'm trying to tell her how much money I can give her every night. I can't build no brotherhood on that. And one of the things that we have to stop doing is we have to stop making the white man bigger than what he really is.
That's right.
What the Caucasian is a human being just like us. He bleeds just like us.
That's
he
right.
has a lot of problems.
That's right.
All right. But we have some problems in our community that can't nobody else solve but us.
That's right.
And the way to do it is to set up these think tanks and brotherhood meetings. Tap into the show. We every Thursday from 7 to 9, usually. Get with Brother Mike on the show. We're going to start building more and more stuff in our community. Yesterday, we had some little boys there at the ATV park, some big boys also, and they poured concrete. Brother Jay is documenting it for us, so we're going to start highlighting this kind of stuff. We're not going to go around in 2026 with picket signs talking about singing a song that was in the 60s, We Shall Overcome Forever. We got to get rid of that.
That's right.
We got to go and get us some property and some real estate.
That's right.
And we got to get into close proximity, and we got to share intelligence.
That's right.
Not religion.
That's
Okay.
Right. That's
And so we're gonna make Uptown Baton Rouge great again. All right.
Brother,
We're gonna let our good brother Michael close us out, and then we're gonna depart.
Yeah, you close out. I just want to make sure we do our little commercial break here. What's the name of your barbershop again, my brother?
Furious Style. Okay, that's 107.
Hold on, let's get you over here.
Furious Styles, located at 10782 North Harris Ferry Road, right here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay.
Yep.
After I checked for that fade he put on Brother Lewis, I said we can't leave out of here without getting that brother. Listen, that fade
Let's
so
give
tight.
all the brothers a round of applause. We're gonna close it out. Thank you, good brothers. Thank you, good brothers.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it, Jay. We ready. Y'all make sure y'all get a copy of the book. We Must Be Brothers.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll see you there soon, brother. Wonderful, brother. Wonderful. Good job. Wonderful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Crazy. Yes, sir.
Hold on, let me show